Welcome to 60 Minutes Nigeria. I am Wilson Omasho, standing in for Mr. Egosa Osamudame Abonlaho. Not to worry, he's on leave. Next week, you'll see him here live and direct, bringing out those days he went out there to gather for your information. All right, today is all about what is happening in the political terrain, in the political scene. You get to hear about an aspirant getting so upset, getting so vexed with the amount earmarked to purchase nomination forms. We're talking about millions here, 45 million, some 20, some 10, depends on how the party popularity is. And this guy's like saying, no way, no way. He sued parties to court, and of course, include the umpire also in the suit, INEC. They should go and answer for it. Anyway, we'll talk about that subsequently. And people are like wondering, the number of aspirants showing interest in PDP is taking an unusual dimension. And many pundits are like wondering that if this should continue unchecked, it may one way or another affect the party's chances. While others are saying that is the beauty of democracy, is going to make the party stronger. What's your take on this? It's all about 2019. Of recent, we saw the likes of Tamboa, we saw the likes also of Saraki. What about Kwankwaso? What about Atiko? The number just keep on increasing. What do you think will be the implication when 2019's election comes into the limelight? And the palaver about the Electoral Act. Well, like saying this is the third time the president refused to assent to the act to make it a bill. What are the problems militating against the assent of this act? The House of Reps, they are complaining. The executives, they are complaining. How do you think they should come together to really make this thing work? After all, 2019 is just around the corner. And without the act being affected or effective, what do you think will be the outcome? With me here in the studio, I have a legal practitioner, a human rights activist, local and international politics. He's well grounded. Join me. Welcome, Ebo Sele Okivo. Welcome to the show, sir. I appreciate your comment.
Happy to be here.
All right, we're still expecting Morrison Ogunrobo Obia is on his way. When he comes, he's joining us in the discussion. So, we want to start off this discussion, what is happening between legislators and the executive about the Electoral Act. What seems to be the problem?
Well, it's a very small problem because, first of all, you know that the Electoral Act, the one that was used in the conducting of the 2015 elections, of course, they also noticed some disparities, you know, this weakness, some discrepancies and some shortcomings. Of course, there was the need to amend some sections of that act in the conduct of the 2019 election. And you also know that legislators, they also are signified by the National Assembly, especially the Senate and the House of Reps. They have an issue with the president. They feel that some of them there, though they will not admit it publicly, they feel that the popularity of the president is actually waning. You understand? It's coming down. It's not as popular as pre-2015 elections. And they are also scared of the fact, they're also looking at the fact also that if by the time if they conduct the elections, if the elections come, let's say National Assembly election comes with that of the president simultaneously, you see that they are scared that the popularity of the president might also affect their own chances. So all those issues are there. They are also thinking of, by the time we amend the Electoral Act, these issues will be taken care of, you know. And the president seems not to also be in agreement with that kind of arrangement, that let's do it the way we have been doing it before. So those issues have been there. Then you have the issues, you have also the issue of some of them also defecting to the opposition party. And the president also knows the implication of that, because if you take your mind back to 2014, preparatory to 2015, when we now had the presidential election that saw the defeat of Goodluck Jonathan, we all witnessed what happened, that there were a series of defections here and there. And that is what it seems, history seems to be repeating itself. there are defections here and there now. And the presidency, as represented by the executive arm of government, also they are not too happy with the principal members of the National Assembly. They are also making some plans to see how the leadership of the National Assembly can be changed, so that people that will go in there will be people that are favorable to them, that will be able to buy into whatever plans they have as regarding 2019. And we have all witnessed the way the national chairman of the APC and former governor Comrade Adams Oshomole has been going through the whole exercise. At a point, people were now saying that it's not as if he's not even the president. He was going about it in the way that it's a must that the president of the Senate must be removed from office, you know. And people have been looking at all this. So there's this suspicion between members of the legislature that's represented by the National Assembly and the executive. It's there, so it's affecting everything. You understand? So if you also look at the Electoral Act now, that if you see the amendment that they have proposed, if actually the president assents to that act, it becomes law. It's for the betterment of everybody. Because you mentioned the issue of just now about the money. The party is saying that you want somebody to purchase your presidential intent form with as much as 45 million naira, you know. And this is a party that is saying that they just brought in the not too young to run. You know, you bring in that kind of situation, and you are not making the fees conducive for the young ones, for the youth to actually come into the race. How can you expect a youth or somebody that is young at heart between the age of 40 and 50, or between the ages of 30 and 40 and thereabout? You expect such a person to be able to raise a huge fund of about 45 million naira. So indirectly, you have thrown the field open, but indirectly it's still closed within those that have been in government. They have enough money and all that. But if you see the amendment that is being introduced into the Electoral Act is that they will peg presidential candidate. If you are going for presidency, you want to contest as a president, the highest amount of money you pay is 10 million naira. That is what the new amendment is saying. So when you say 10 million naira, of course, so we will have some enterprising young men or politicians, young youths that have that kind of amount, and they will go in for it. So it's restricting it to the extremely rich. And we know the implication of that. Automatically, the youths make up over 60% of the population of Nigeria. Now they cannot access that, they cannot have that kind of fund to say you want to purchase a presidential ticket. You know, not to even talk about the governorship aspect of it. For the ruling party, the APC, you see that even their own candidate for House of Assembly, they peg it at about some millions of naira. You know, while PDP put their out at, I think, 600,000, they put their out at about 1.5 or 1.3 million just to get intent form. How is it possible for you to get that kind of money? Then the sad aspect of it is that even when you purchase that form, it's not a guarantee that you are going to be the one that will be taken after the primary. So what now happens to the money that you have paid? For instance, look at PDP. PDP, they have, as of today, they have 14 aspirants that have collected form already, while the APC has 6. You understand? So if at the end of the day, for PDP as a party, it's only one presidential aspirant they are going to bring out after their primaries. And for the APC, it's still one.
Before we talk about the number of aspirants, let's go back again to the Electoral Act. Now, which aspect is really causing this palaver between the executive and legislative arm of government? Because people really want to know, be hearing electoral amendment. The president said, no, you have to adjust this. The House says, no, you have to take it. Which part exactly is causing this trouble?
Some of the part, like if you look at also the amendment also talks about the card readers. You understand? The card readers, they have not made it compulsory that the card readers will be used for the accreditation of voters and voting. You understand? And you know, we all know what happened as a 2015 election. Card readers did not work in some part of the country. Like in the northern part of the country, with due respect to them, they did not even make use of the card readers. They just went ahead and voted.
No, you were not, because some aspects, some part, they do use of the card readers. That's what they did in that election.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like the card readers almost failed, even when the president there, Goodluck Jonathan, tried severally they could not even capture him. You understand? So they are also thinking that by the time now they have legalized that the card reader must be the one that they will use for verification of voters. You understand? And we all know what is happening in this country. We don't need to play about it. We all know that in some parts of the country where there are allegations of children being registered to vote and all those things, we check it. You understand? By the time you now say yes, card reader, you are not legalizing card reader, it will affect it drastically. Then we are talking about e-voting. They are introducing e-voting, that there should be e-voting. E-voting makes it possible. Like the NBA, we just conducted our election. We voted from the comfort of our homes using e-voting. You understand? So e-voting will also affect some part of this country if it is approved by the president. Because e-voting, it means, of course, you have to be computer literate for you to be able to vote, use your participate in e-voting. So, and we also know that there are some states that are actually educationally disadvantaged. So automatically, the astronomical number of votes that come out from the north or from some states of the federation will be drastically reduced. You understand? So all these things, they are looking at it that it might not favor them. So they are looking at it.
It might not favor them, or it might not favor the persons or group of people that are mature, that are up to the age of voting, knowing fully that sometimes we have this network failure. Don't you think it's for the benefit of the people so they can get involved in the election?
Nobody is supposed to be for the benefit of the people. But you and I know that those in government, they want by all means to return to whatever position they are presently holding, whatever position they want to go for.
Not only those in debt, even the position also, they have the mind of taking the offices also. So it's like, you know,
they are looking at processes that will favor them. They are not even thinking of processes that will favor Nigerians. Because we are talking of e-voting, you can be anywhere and vote. You know, the issue of ballot box snatching, you know, multiple printing and all that, it will be eliminated immediately. You understand? So we can get it right. What is so difficult about that? It's about making use of the experts. You understand? So that we can move forward in this country.
Are these the only aspects that is causing this?
Those are some of the aspects. You understand? Those are some of the aspects that is creating problem about the amendment. They are looking at it. Some they will not come out to tell you that this because they know that it will affect them negatively. So that is what is causing some problems.
All right, now let's still dwell in more on this electoral act. You talked about e-voting, of course, the use of a card reader. You know that in some part of Nigeria, in the rural areas, we don't have processes or means of participating in election via e-voting due to connectivity. Now, are you now saying that it's right for those people in these areas to be disenfranchised?
Well, the amendment...
Even in the south also, we have some areas that just can't get involved with e-voting.
Now, even the amendment they are talking about also made provision for that. They now say that when it is impracticable, then INEC should have the discretion to use other means. You understand? The only problem I find there is that when you now give that discretion to INEC, what are they now going to do? Are they going to do probably like an open ballot system of voting or secret ballot system of voting? It's not specified. I think that area also needs to be clarified. You understand? They said where e-voting is impracticable, then INEC has the right to involve any other means they feel Nigerians can use to vote. It should be defined. If you are saying that if e-voting is impracticable, then let us now do open ballot system or indirect voting system. Then we understand. So that, you know, Nigerians will now know what is it, how is the election going to look like in 2019. You understand? Because Nigerians are waiting. We are moving gradually to 2019. We just have less than 6 months. We are already in September. You understand? And the election is supposed to be in February by 2019. So they should put their hands together.
All right, now,
so move forward.
All right, now still dwelling on the e-vote. If you take a look at developed countries, for instance, like the EU, some of them are contemplating that they should go back to the manual aspect of voting due to the problems that is embedded in e-voting. it can be subject to manipulations.
That is why I'm sure that.
So, don't you think that the president, or let's say the executive, saying no, adjust that part, don't you think it's better for us? Because if we are practicing it, are complaining about the e-voting because it's exposed to manipulation, hacking, hackers here and there.
But they should be able to stop hacking of the system. If they know they will not be able to stop the hacking, I'm sure that's why they said if e-voting is impracticable, then any other system can be used. My query with it is that the system that should be used should be different. It should be in black and white. It should be written. You understand? So that we now know that if e-voting fails, what is the next stage? There should be a plan B. If there's a plan B, if you say plan A is e-voting, let us use e-voting. What if e-voting fails? Just like you have said, what's the plan B? So we expect them to come up with a plan B. You understand? There has to be a plan B so that there will be no problem. Because we must get it right. If we don't get it right, then we cannot move forward.
All right, now knowing from that there is no plan B, whose fault is it?
If like now the president up to now has not ascended to the art.
Because he keep pointing at those loopholes that even they are seeing. So why can't the House correct those loopholes?
If there are loopholes, what stops the executive from making suggestions that these are loopholes? Why don't you do it this way?
But he has done it already. They've done it already.
If he has done it, the House is on recess now. They are supposed to resume maybe later this month.
Yeah.
You understand? So they should be patient enough. The issue is being prudent with whatever they are doing. Now that those areas have been brought out, it's for the House by the time they resume to not tackle it. But the problem I see there is that the House is even reluctant to resume because of the problem of grant. We are aware of the attempt to reconvene the National Assembly, and it failed. You understand? And we are aware of the fact that there have been various moves to ensure that by the time the House reconvenes, Saraki is removed as the Senate president.
Now these are allegations.
You understand? They are allegations, but allegations are just like smoke. You say no matter how it is, there's a little fire beneath it. You understand? They are allegations. They say it all the time. You get the point? So we have to now speak on that. Because if at the end of the day, the House now feels that by the time we now reconvene, the next thing is an impeachment of the principal members, you see that that reluctance will always be there. Because first of all, the most important thing to a man is self-preservation. You understand me? So, but we are saying, Nigerians are saying that the executive, the presidency, and the members of the National Assembly, they should be able to overlook that for the interest of the general masses, for the interest of Nigerians. Nigerians, we voted for all of them, both those in the executive and both in the House. To do what? To better the lives of the average Nigerian, to provide amenities for Nigerians, to make sure that unemployment is tackled, to make sure that there's security all over the place, to make sure that the economy is working very well. And by the time they start postponing the resumption of the National Assembly, it affects everything. You understand? So the executive and the National Assembly should be able to shield their sword. You understand? For the interest of Nigerians, or the majority of Nigerians, so that we can do the proper thing, we can do the right thing, and move forward in this country. Because what is happening now is Nigerians are not happy. The National Assembly is not sitting. Nothing seems to be moving in the country. Election is next year. The act that is supposed to regulate that election is still in abeyance. It has not been passed into law because of the various loopholes that they have discovered in the amendments. So it is right for them to come back and now look at these issues so that we can move forward as a country.
Oh, now, do you see these delays scuttling the electoral timetable, talking about the election timetable come 2019, because we have a time span for any form of amendment to be made?
Well, there's no way it will not affect it. But what I know is that it's still within their powers. If at the end of the day, the most important thing is that there must be a change of guard as at May 29 of 2019. There must be. Whether the president succeed in keeping his seat or not, or is handing over to another person, by May 29, there must be a change of guard. You understand? Now, the issue there is that if there are limitations of time frame. That, like, for instance, they are supposed to provide time for parties to be able to conduct their primaries, for there to be display of voters register and all that. The times are always there. But the National Assembly also has that power to make if they now see that they are eating into the time, they can also abridge it. You understand?
How can that be done without really cutting the timetable?
That's what we are saying now, because they are the one that makes the law. They can also make the law to adjust to meet the exigencies.
Mind you, having the date of May at the back of their mind, because right now it seems to be linked with like complaining what is going on.
They can do that. They can do that. If at the end of the day, if for instance, they are supposed to have maybe 60 days, you are supposed to have 60 days before the election to ratify whatever is the problem is, they can abridge it. The National Assembly the executive can send a bill to the National Assembly to say, because of the delay, it has eaten into the time that ought to be used for something else. You understand me? And the National Assembly, in order for us to move forward, can now amend that law. By the time you amend it, it will still come in. The bottom line is that whatever they are doing, they should ensure that by May 29th of 2019, either President Buhari is being retained in office as president, or another person takes over from him. It must not exceed May 29. That is the issue.
And what if it should exceed May 29? Would there be consequences?
There will be problem now. Of course there will be problem. Because they are not supposed to stay a day longer in office. The problem will be there. So they need to actually come together and put their hearts together. It's very, very important. Because there will be crisis. If at the end of the day, Buhari wants to stay beyond...
President Muhammadu Buhari.
Muhammadu Buhari wants to stay beyond May 29 without conducting election and all that, it means that we have now entered into dictatorship. That's the meaning.
It is that he never say he's not going to conduct election, because taking a look at the problem right now...
whether I like it or not.
He's not the one to conduct election. We have the umpire there. INEC is at the conduct election, not for the president to conduct election.
He has to provide the enabling environment.
This is what we are talking about. The enabling environment. It's like the House is fighting the executive, hence we're having this problem.
They are fighting themselves. When you start saying the House is fighting the executive,
I said it's like, from what we are seeing right now.
They are fighting themselves. That's why I said that no matter their interests, they should be able to put their interests aside and think of the interests of the generality of Nigerians. You understand me? They all have interests, and they are trying to protect that interest. Their interest is supposed to be secondary to the interests of Nigerians. You understand? So they should think of the interests of Nigerians and do the proper thing so that we can move forward.
Wow. Well, if you just joined us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria, and we are taking a look at the Electoral Act Amendments Bill. The matters arising with me here in the studio. I have a legal practitioner, Ibosele. Okay, for that's why he's here talking about so much about what is going on in the House. But Nigerians will want to know if the lingering problem in the House, which we've already hinted, is going to affect the timetable and, of course, the time for them to make the adjustment that the president was sent to.
We can't do the same thing. That's why I said that they have to put their differences aside. Put their differences aside so that they'll be able to meet the timetable as it ought to be.
If it goes beyond this point, because they have a data presumption.
If it goes beyond that, then maybe by then the doctrine of necessity will need to come in. You understand? By then the doctrine of necessity we need to come in to save the situation. So, but the most important thing is that they ought to follow the timetable. And I'm sure they will do that. Because they also know that Nigerians are not happy about what is happening right now. Because we ought to move forward. And the action is delaying whatever we are supposed to do. You understand me? So at the end of the day, they will need to put their house in order. They will need to come back and do what they need to do. It's very important. I'm sure, I'm very positive that by the time the House resumes, all these issues will be tackled. You get my point? We have to be a little also be patient with them. Because as it is now, it's not as if it's too late. They still have the time to do it right. So Nigerians are still appealing to them. Let them sit down and do what they are supposed to do.
The big question now is how much time do they have, because they will soon resume, but for what is really going on right now in the House, do you see them coming back to fix this act, or they will just resume hostilities? Nobody can tell. Ours is just to watch, observe, and of course report back to you. We will take another break. When we return, we're taking a look at the large number of aspirants indicating interest in the PDP, and ponder it. They have so much to really say about this. What do you think will happen? So many mouths to feed. Will it go around equally? Will there be fairness? Will there be justice? Is it going to impede on their strength or their impetus to wax stronger when the month for the election come 2019 comes into reality? We'll be right back after this break. Thank you so much for staying tuned. You can join us live via www.itvradionnigeria.com/live. Or better still, follow us on our Twitter handle at ITV Radio NG. You can follow me on my own personal Twitter handle at Omasho Wilson. We'll get interacting. Well, our GoTV bouquet and of course our StarTime bouquet is there for StarTimes channel 130, and of course for GoTV channel 107. Be part of what we are doing in this beautiful station. Now is to talk about the number of aspirants that are showing interest in the PDP, and we have numerous opinions about this development. We have former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. We have Kwankwaso, we have Tambowa, we have Saraki, and of course some others that are about warming up to say yes, they too, they want to show interest. And people are like wondering, what is really happening?
Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that the number of, like I said before, like PDP, those that have shown interest now as of today, they are 14 presidential candidates. And why I'm not surprised is that, first of all, like if you look at the ruling All Progressive Congress, the issue there is that President Buhari is there, and people feel that, some aspirants feel that there's no way they will not give him the ticket. So at the end of the day, why am I wasting my time in APC if I can easily get the ticket from another party? Some other parties also have their own presidential candidate, but the two dominant parties, APC and PDP, they have the majority of aspirants. Now, in PDP, they are the main opposition party, so they don't have a president. They don't have a sitting president. You understand? So now that they don't have a sitting president, the aspirants there, those that are aspiring there, they have more of a level playing field than the APC. Are you following with me? Now, that is why you see that the aspirants under the PDP, they are more in number.
So that's what they feel that they have a chance.
Yes, because they have a chance, unlike those in APC.
But you are not talking for APC right now, because after everybody's given opportunity to come compete.
We know that APC say yes, we'll give you opportunity. They also think about the money. The money is another issue. Why PDP is saying their own is about 25 million or so, or thereabout, if I'm not mistaken. APC has pegged their own at 45 million.
I'm not talking about this money, 45 million, 45 million for both. Is it not too much?
It's too much. Of course, it's too much. Of course, it's too much. That's why we are saying. At the end of the day, if by the time you pay 45 million and you collect a presidential, and you collect intent form for 45 million, and you now win the election, what are you going to do? To immediately recoup your money, because that 45 million is just a first step.
And what about the 25 million also in other parties?
That's what we are saying. By the time the person now comes in, then you will now first of all think of getting his money back, because that money for taking the form of intent is just a first step. We know how politics is played in this part of the world. At the end of the day, you still need to go and pass all the others in the party. You still need to go and give them money for them to support your aspiration, because that you have taken the form does not mean that you are now the only person that is going for that position. All other persons are going, so the battle line has been drawn. So you have to end up even spending more than that 45 million naira or in the case of 25 million, you end up spending more than that amount of money. Then the bottom line is that at the end of the day, if after you have spent so much money and you are now elected into office, at the end of the day, how are you now going to, the person now comes into office is thinking of how am I going to recoup my money. That is where now corruption now comes in. That is where the people are now neglected. Because the money you are supposed to use for the betterment of the people, you now want to first of all keep it for yourself. So we cannot move forward. There are those that have also, some people will even go, they will sell their houses, some will go for loan, some people will give them money. At the end of the day, those interests comes in. You look at what is happening in the United States. People say Donald Trump. Donald Trump, in the history of those that have contested for the presidency of the US, has been the only person that sponsored himself. And you see, that is why Donald Trump talks the way he talks. He's not loyal to anybody. He does not have any cabal that's behind him. He does what he wants to do, whether rightly or wrongly. You understand? At the end of the day, if you say somebody like now, some group of persons, the APC wants us to believe that some group of persons raised the money to pay for President Muhammad Buhari's intent form of 45 million.
Now, I want you to, like, rephrase that language you say what is a bit, because that's what really happened. They came and they paid for the president, so you look at that.
Not that they have paid for the president. If by the time Buhari has a second term, is it no going to patronize them?
So that let the president now think about what he's going to do, because hold on, barrister, hold on. In the media, we don't work on assumption. Yes. We don't work with assumption. Because what it's like you're trying to postulate, you're trying to assume, and that is not allowed in the media. They've purchased the form, that is that, about that. In PDP, from what you said, if you're not making a mistake, 25 mil, for APC, 45 mil. Now we're taking a look at the number of candidates in the PDP. It's not going to affect their chances come 2019.
It will affect, it depends on the way they manage it. In 2014, we had so many presidential aspirants under the APC. But at the end of the day, before they went into the primary, they signed a memorandum of understanding that at the end of the day, whosoever emerges as a presidential candidate, all others will fall into line and they will work with him. That was why people like Atiku Abubakar and all of them that contested with Buhari then, they lined up, they did not leave the party. So if the PDP, if they are really serious, in spite of the number of people that have picked up the form, if they are able to do likewise, at the end of the day, because one person, whether you like it or not, it's only one person that will emerge as a presidential candidate of either of the parties, you understand, the registered party. So if at the end of the day, they are able to fall in line that, okay, this so and so person has gotten the ticket, something like Kwankwaso, okay, let's say for example, Kwankwaso has won the primaries, and every other person falls in behind him. At the end of the day, you see that they will not make an impact. But if they are unable to manage it, at the end of the day, one person picked that ticket. The others now say, well, the contest was not free and fair. You know, there was a vote buying at that primary level. Then the party will have a problem. But if they are able to put their house in order, there will be no problem. Because at the end of the day, if one person picks the ticket, anybody that is aggrieved can go to any of other registered party. You get the point? At the end of the day, the person's supporters and his well-wishers, those that believe in him, follows him to that party.
Now you use the word if they can manage. You
if they can manage, yes.
Being able to manage the situation. It's about 14 and more are still warming up.
It's possible.
And don't forget also about the threat by some of these persons saying if this thing doesn't go according to plan, this will happen, B will happen, or C will happen. Do you see this part being able to really manage
that's why I said they need to actually put their house in order. Before the primaries, they need to actually sit down and agree amongst themselves. They know they are mature people now. They know that at the end of the day, it's a contest, and it's only one person that will come out victorious. So at the end of what they need to do is to make it as transparent as possible. If they make it as transparent as possible, Allow them to, you go do direct primaries, go and canvass for votes for the primaries. And if it is not free and fair, if you lose, you know that you have lost squarely. Then you don't need to say you are pulling out, because you can still work with the president, with whosoever emerged as the presidential candidate. You can work with that person, and at the end of the day, victory is assured. Because that's the only way they can even think about wrestling power from the APC. Because that was exactly what the APC did in 2014, that made them to win. Apart from the other issues here and there, I don't want to go into those ones. You understand? That's why they were able to win. Because after their primary and Buhari emerged as their presidential candidate, all of them joined forces with Buhari and made sure that they followed him around the country, campaigning. People saw them that they were all united. Because a united house, of course, will always stand. And a divided house will fall, no matter what we do.
Now, people like saying that we should be expecting fallouts after the primaries.
Yes.
Do you share their thoughts and opinion that said, look, we have so much candidates in this political party, there will be fallouts?
Of course, they have to envisage that too. They have to envisage that too, because even the party in power will also pray for that kind of thing to happen, because they know, like the APC knows, that if the PDP is in disarray, then automatically they know that they're almost there. You get the point? So at the end of the day, that's why I said they need to, all the presidential aspirants in PDP and probably in other parties actually need to come together if they feel that there has to be a change. You understand? They have to come together and agree that after primaries, we are all still going to remain in the party. We are going nowhere. Let's fight. Let's build this party together. But by the time they allow that division to come in, that because I've lost, then I'm no longer in the party, then there will be a problem. And I say that the panacea for such a problem not occurring is for them to be transparency during their primaries. You understand me? If there's transparency and you lose, you know that yes, you lose squarely. So there'll be no problem. But if you now feel that you were cheated after paying such an exorbitant amount of 25 million to collect 22 million to collect a presidential fund, at the end of the day, you are now, your vote does not count, even at the primary level, the party level. Then of course you agree, other parties are waiting to welcome you into their fold.
All right, now there have been cases of parties coming together to sign memorandum of understanding to really make sure that everybody fall in line, and in some cases we don't see candidates adhering to those agreements being signed. Do you see it happening in PDP, some of them, after the primaries, you see them jettison that MOU?
If majority of them, they are like I said, there are about 14 as of today. If at the end of the day, let's assume that the primary is tomorrow now, and the 40 of them, they have agreed. At the end of the day, somebody emerges as the presidential candidate. Out of the 14, the other 13, the remaining 13, maybe about 2 or 3 inside, are dissatisfied with it, and they leave the party. But the other 11, they are with the party. That is success. You understand? At the end of the day, that is success. But what they should prevent is the fact that since they are 14 now, if one person wins, let not 10 or thereabout 11 leave the party. Because we also know the reason why some of them also came into PDP might not be connected with the need that probably they saw that they did not have any chance in APC, being that President Muhammad Buhari has already expressed his interest to go for a second term. They now feel that as the city president, it's always difficult for you to defeat an incumbent in his own party. I'm sure that's why some of them also pulled out of APC and they now went to PDP. So if they don't get it in PDP, I think what they will also consider is that Nigerians will not turn to laughing stock. If at the end of the day, the Nigerians will not say, okay, this was the reason. Because some of them are saying it's not the reason, because APC, they have made so many promises, they have not fulfilled anyone, that is why they are leaving. You know, at the end, by the time they don't get that ticket from PDP, and they are now going back to APC, Nigerians will now know them for what they really are. You understand? that yes, you left before because you wanted to be president. Now you didn't get it, you are now leaving the party, and they will not take them seriously.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister Evosele. Our time is up. I just wanted to give one or two advice to the electorates and, of course, to the politicians, even the legislators and the executive.
Yeah, first of all, the politicians first, the legislators and executive, like I've said, they should try to put their interests aside for once, so that let us make progress in the country, because Nigerians expect a lot from them. So they should not disappoint us. Let them come together, do the needful, so that we can have a peaceful election in 2019. Then for the electorate, I will tell them, it's time for them to stop selling their votes. It's very embarrassing. It's very degrading. Somebody gives you 5,000 naira, 1,000 naira, and you sell your vote. Then for the next 4 years, you are going to be in captivity. So they should not sell their votes. So that we move forward. Let them look at the candidate. Vote for the candidate that you know will fulfill his electionary promises.
And of course, the impasse between the executive and the legislature, briefly.
Yes, I say, okay, well, for the impasse, for the INEC, INEC should know that, first of all, they are Nigerians. You understand? And if this country is good, it will be good for everybody. Because at the end of the day, by the time you compromise, but even the new Electoral Act talks about INEC, that as a staff of INEC, if it's discovered that you are a staff of INEC and you belong to a political party, it's 5 years jail imprisonment or 5 million naira.
All right, thank you.
That one should serve as a deterrent.
Thank you so much, Barrister. I appreciate your wonderful analysis. You've heard him. Let's see what will happen next. The amendment bill is still there, no assent to it yet by the executive, and of course we have swelling members and numbers of aspirants in the PDP. How do you think it's going to turn out come